Deciding to breastfeed is a wonderful thing for you and your baby's current and future health, but it can be challenging.
Hey, hello, how are you today?
Good, how are you going?
There is a lot of conflicting information out there, and we are here to simplify things for you and your family. At Hobsons Bay Maternal and Child Health Service, we are here to support you on this challenging and rewarding journey.
The pregnancy and the birth were easy. I think the breastfeeding part was the biggest challenge that I faced personally.
My birth, I had a 3rd-degree tear, so breastfeeding her in the first couple of weeks was difficult, just in the sense that it was hard to find a position to be comfortable in.
My supply never really established very well, and I had a very hungry boy as well, so he would feed, every sort of 2 hours.
Well, I had a C-section to begin with, so the milk did not flow as quickly as it usually would, I suppose. So that was the first challenge I had. And then the obvious latching issues.
And then I actually called here to book an appointment, and I was just so happy that I got an appointment with Jane, because she ended up being able to help me with how to actually get Sonny to latch on properly, and she was able to, pretty much feed pretty much straight after that.
Now we could perhaps try something different and see whether he'll go on it. Okay, there you go. So show me how you were doing it before, and then we'll go through another position.
Newborn babies feed every 2 to 3 hours. What I didn't realise was that counted from the start of a feed. So that was a huge shock for me. I just fed him every single time he wanted to feed. I just knew how important it was. If he wanted to cluster feed, which I think he did on the 3rd night, pretty much constant feeding, I just kept doing it even though it was still incredibly painful.
When she was cluster feeding, it could be every half an hour to an hour. During the rest of the day, it could be anywhere between 2 and 4 hours.
And it was very difficult watching other mothers have no problems and saying, I just have to, feed every 2 hours because I've just got so much milk. And you're sitting there and thinking, why don't I?
Being a same-sex couple, the only way of becoming pregnant was to go down the IVF road. And within that, there's the roller coaster rides of ups and downs, and you think, all right, well, we're going to do this at this point in time. Well, sometimes that point in time can't happen for a myriad of reasons. You kind of learn you can't control this. You're creating a life, and it's a human life, and every single human is different, so you can't control any of that. So for us, we learnt that really, really early on.
We're going to remove any pressure from the back of his head, and we're just going to move that hand. This hand normally is here, so we're going to use the other hand. Same arm as the breast you're going to be feeding from. Okay. Sometimes, do you find this bottom arm gets in the way and pushes? Yeah. So sometimes it can be a little bit awkward to do, but it just gives you a bit more time if you roll that arm underneath. Okay. And then you just lean back with baby bullseye to your nipple. Okay. So you're just going to watch. You don't have to get him on. Your job is to provide the breast. His job is to decide whether he wants to have a feed. Okay.
I'd say that it started to feel more second nature at around sort of the 3 or 4 month mark. In the beginning, when my milk came in, I felt quite full. I had maybe a little bit of oversupply, but not to the point of being engorged, just a lot for a little baby.
So how does that feel? Yeah, good. If 10's the worst pain and 0's no pain?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very mild pain.
Okay.
Compared to what's...
Just a 1 or a 2?
I'd say so, yeah, very, very low.
Most mums' nipples point out to the side a little bit, so you can just kind of shift them, just millimetres. Okay. Just to see whether just a little movement will make any difference to where that nipple is in their mouth.
Just
whether
using
that reduces
this arm.
Just using that arm. Yes. So and it's lovely that you've got him right on his side, because that enables his head to be in a straight line and him to go straight onto your breast.
Right.
If babies are like this and have to turn their head, it's putting a lot of strain on their neck muscles and shortening their tongue, so it's harder for them to put a good mouthful.
Okay.
They've also got little receptors in their tummy, so when the tummy is next to your tummy, they feel secure, and so they're more likely to feed more efficiently.
Oh, that's nice.
I honestly don't know how anyone does it without a supportive partner. I really don't, because they have a massive, massive role to play. And, you know, for the first 6 months, I didn't clean the house, I didn't cook, I didn't do anything other than look after Sonny. Your partner really has to kind of come to the, you know, to the game ready to play and do all those things that you really don't have time to do. And, you know, it changes over time, but certainly in those early first few months, you really can't do much more than just look after your baby.
I was really lucky that my partner is very supportive, and he would do things like change the nappy overnight so that I didn't have to get up out of bed if I was really tired.
My role was pretty much to support her as best I can and make her feel as comfortable as I can. Just make sure she's hydrated, so there's lots of breast milk for the baby.
I find that I have to drink about 3 litres of water a day to keep hydrated and to keep, you know, producing.
Lot of water, definitely, so you need to keep up with your fluids. And the moment you will have the fluids, I remember you can actually feel the fluids going down your esophagus, you know, where exactly it is flowing. So definitely that, and highly nutritious diet.
Tried to take care of myself, just in a sort of eating well, trying to rest as much as you can, exercise moderately for my own mental health, just to feel good as a person so that you have the energy to keep going.
You have to take over a big responsibility. So in my case, so my wife could focus on breastfeeding and making sure she's as well rested as she can be.
So have you noticed any signs of when he's had enough?
He usually just pulls straight away.
Yeah.
He usually feeds until he's quite sleepy and then he just pulls off.
Do you ever see the action slowing right down? So he does 1, 2, 3, stop.
Yeah,
1,
he
2, 3,
definitely
stop.
slows down.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's had enough.
So some mums have been confused by that because they think if they're still doing some sucks, they're feeding. But when they're doing 1, 2, 3, stop, 1, 2, 3, stop, they're often just comfort sucking. And if they're doing that and you're not sure whether they're asleep or not, you can just roll them baby back and forth and just see. And if they're not finished, they'll go, hang on, Mum, don't go away. And they'll grab back on again and have another good feed. Yeah.
Because it's like he loses interest or he forgets that he's feeding.
Yeah.
And he'll just pause for 10 seconds and then he'll be like, oh, wait, I know where I am. Keep going.
I need a bit more.
Yeah. That's him for usually. He just kind of falls off.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's incredibly important to have a supportive partner, and they can help you in the feeding process. You know, having them there to burp and change the nappy, you know, in between your feeding is just really nice, and you feel like they're part of it too. I think that probably helps, especially if it's difficult.
The self-care that I have had has been allowing Sam the time in the morning to care for Sonny and, you know, play with her and take her for a walk or, you know, feed her breakfast now that she's on solids.
So how did you feel in that position, changing from holding the back of his head to this position?
It's going to take some practice, I think, because I'm so used to the other way.
If you make yourself a bit of a throne on the couch and lean yourself back and get really comfortable, you'll probably find it's much easier because he'll naturally be lying on you.
Okay.
What I think is important is to listen to experts rather than just seeking random advice from internet, from Mr. Google, Dr. Google and things.
So if you're planning to breastfeed, talk to other mums that have breastfed. do a breastfeeding class, know what you want before your baby is born, because that helps you to keep going.
If I can give anyone some advice, it's follow your intuition on something. If you don't think you're going to get the right outcome or support going down one avenue, then try another one, because there are different avenues for you.
In the coming months, do you recommend I come back and see you just to kind of check in and you can see how I'm going? Or
certainly if you get any pain again, or you've got any questions, that's what we're here for. That's why I give you my email address today, so that you can contact me if necessary. And another colleague also, so there are two of us that put aside half a day a week to assist mums with breastfeeding.
Yeah, no worries. That's great. Thank you.
I think that the thing that made it easiest for me to keep breastfeeding was the support that I had around me. The fact that my own mother breastfed 3 children for somewhere between 14 and 17 months and was encouraging of it. The fact that my partner has been really supportive and encouraging of it.
So in the mothers group, I can say that yes, it was hard to talk to people about it, but otherwise professionally, no. The maternal health nurse was very approachable. I could actually pick up the phone and ring her anytime and ask for help. So I had a fantastic relationship with her.
If you have any questions or concerns about feeding your baby, please get in touch with us as soon as possible.